weird sensation, a weird feeling that a cavity is being filled with something. It looks like it's healing. I try to avoid looking at it when I get my bandages changed, but to me it still looks like it did when it first started to open up. But my husband changes my bandages twice a day. My surgeon, everybody's saying that it looks different, looks better. So no infection, which was my big concern. So there doesn't appear to be any infection. But I know my biggest concern right now is differentiating between surgery pain, the healing, irritated stitches, healing pain basically, versus HS flare-up pain. That's one thing I'm trying to, every day I think of, I'm sore, where am I sore? Is it hot? Does it hurt? Does it sting? Is it hard? So it's always in the back of my mind. I expect it to be an effective procedure. So I don't know if you've seen my other videos, but I did go through the VA hospital here where we live, and I have not had any bad experiences with this whole HS process being treated through the Veterans Hospital, or the VA hospital. I'm a inquisitive person by nature, excuse me. I've been itching. I'm itching everywhere. I don't know if it's the medication. I don't know if it's the tape, but I'm itching everywhere from head to toe. That's why I have my hair up at night, because even my scalp itches. But it's been like this for about 2 or 3 weeks now, and I'm thinking it might be the tape. So nevertheless, I'm just inquisitive by nature. So I asked the surgeon, how did he know what was damaged skin, damaged tissue? How did he know what to remove? Now I know this guy has a ton of education and experience, but I'm a patient. I'm still fairly new to dealing and coping with HS. Like I said, I only got diagnosed last year. But he basically told me that the tissue was purple. He said that he hadn't seen it this bad in a while. And remember, like I said a few minutes ago, I didn't have the type of HS that you can look at it and see all the scarring and stuff. It was just hidden under my skin. You wouldn't know it was there until you touched it, and you could feel the heat radiating from this thing. Or you could feel the swelling, the hardness, but you really couldn't see it. So that's probably what made it worse. When you have an illness that nobody can see, you have pain that people don't understand that it's there. How can you not see it? But it wasn't there. So anyway, he said it was damaged tissue. It looked purple, and he said, "Oh my gosh, it's like a gopher's nest in there. We just had to keep going and going because the tunneling was so bad." Now, big ups to the HS support groups on Facebook, because I had not heard the term tunneling until I joined one of these groups a few months ago, and people were saying that the tunneling was so bad. And it made sense to me, because I was always thinking, why don't my HS flare-ups look like a lot of these other HS flare-ups? Some of them are on top of the skin, or the scarring is kind of netted together like webs. Some of them have like clusters of bump. I'm like, mine looks nothing like this. Like, if I showed somebody what I'm dealing with, they'd be like, I don't think you have HS. Actually, because a few months before I got diagnosed, they thought it was cancer. They thought I might have had breast cancer. It was like, you have lumps in here, but they couldn't see anything. So anyway, he said that it was like a gopher's nest, and I'm like, I don't know what no gopher's nest look like. I don't know. So I had to come home and Google it or whatever to get an idea of what he saw in under my arms. So he said it was a lot more damaged tissue and tunneling than they anticipated, and he had to just keep cutting it out, cutting it away. So I had my flare-ups in the bottom of my armpit and the top of my armpit. So if you open it all the way, it's at the top and the bottom, basically up here and here. On my left arm, this area that was scarred and this area that was scarred has been completely opened up, basically. And all of that has been brought in together to the center. Under my right arm, they were identical, But for the surgery, because the tunneling was so bad from here, he had to go all the way towards my back and all the way up top to get it out. So it was I think the doctor said it was 12 centimeters on that arm and 9 centimeters on the other arm. Now my right arm, it wasn't as bad, but the top portion of my right arm still has some scarring there, and we'll see in a few months maybe if the flare-ups in that area returns. He said we might have to go in there and remove that area, but during the surgery he didn't see that it was that bad top to bottom that he had to cover the whole thing. And originally he didn't even plan to do both that wide of a space, but the tunneling and the damaged tissue, I guess it was just so bad in there and connected that he had to go from top to bottom or bottom to top. So anyway, so Thursday will be 3 weeks. I'm 3 weeks out. Thursday, he said maybe next week I can look at getting my stitches taken out on my right arm, because again the stitches are gone on my left arm except for like 1 or 2 in the corner that's barely holding on for dear life. Like you can't even clean it because it's like excruciating. It's holding on to the skin, but everything else is completely open. So hopefully next week I can get my stitches removed. I'm not big on showing people what my flare-ups look like or what the incisions look like from my surgeries, so you just have to excuse me for rambling without any visuals. But I just feel like the internet is full of enough images of HS for you to draw a conclusion, or you, if you're watching this video, you probably have your own visuals. You don't need mine. So anyway, like I said, 3 weeks post-surgery. I feel better now that I'm getting my strength back. I'm able to do more for myself. I was having trouble washing myself, getting dressed, and of course I wasn't changing my bandages. I still don't change my bandages because my motion is limited. Like here, this is as high as I can lift this arm. And my right arm, let's see, I can lift this one a little bit more, but it's stitched up. The one that isn't stitched up, this is about as high as I can lift it. And like I said, this one is completely open. So anyway, I will do another video just to follow up regarding the stitches removal and the healing for my other arm, and how I feel in terms of new flare-ups or anything that might help you out, especially if you're about to have a surgery. So I hope that this video finds you in great spirits. I would highly encourage you to find comfort in talking to someone who's close to you, spouse, friend. Reach out to people in some of these virtual support groups. It's been a blessing to me. Just learning from other people's experiences have helped me to be able to research more stuff, which helped me tremendously going into my surgery, because there were things I had no idea about. So I also would encourage you, you know, if you are a believer, I would encourage you to not hesitate to pray for strength while you're going through these ordeals. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for my faith, my mind would have left a long time ago. It's amazing that my mind hasn't been consumed by this, because, you know, with HS, life still goes on. Thank God for life, but there are some days where you really want to wonder and ask why. So anyway, I hope that you found some information out of this video, or you got some information out of this video, and I look to talk to you soon. Take care.